It's time for Recipe of the Day. I tell you about the seasoning blends over on thecookful.com all the time because I just think it's such a great selection of blends. And, you know, I've mentioned often that those recipes are really great because they have the amount for the full recipe if you want to make a jar of the blend, but they also tell you what to do if you just need a little bit. So if a recipe calls for Italian seasoning, now you know how to just make a small amount of Italian seasoning. Those are wonderful over there. But I also have a really delicious seasoning blend over on Cook the Story that I developed specifically to be used with pork. And the reason that I did that and then I put it on Cook the Story is, as you know, my pork recipes are incredibly popular. Hundreds of thousands of people a year come to the roast pork loin, instant pot pork. Those recipes people love. And so I wanted there to be a nice seasoning blend for them to try when they are making those recipes. And so this seasoning blend is designed to be rubbed onto pork before you roast it or pan fry it or grill it, whatever you're doing. And it just has some really nice flavors that go very well with pork. So there is some nice sweetness in there. There's a little bit of smokiness, salt, of course, and then a little bit of pepper, garlic powder. Those are the basics of the blend. And then I have some suggestions for different things you can add to it to take it in different directions. So I'm going to tell you about the base blend, and then I'll tell you about the other additions that you can do. First, though, I want to do a shout out to the sponsor for this episode, Zoop Good Really Good. So Zoop started out as an eatery and served 2 million broth and soup bowls face to face to customers for over 20 years and really discovered what the taste preferences of their customers were. And then they used that to develop these lines of broths and soups. The soups offer something for everyone with 9 flavor forward options that appeal to the full spectrum of soup lovers. Varieties include chicken noodle, chicken pot pie, spicy chicken chilada. There's a vegan black bean chili and a portobello mushroom bisque that can be used instead of that conventional can of cream of mushroom soup in recipes or just eaten as it is. All Zoop products are packaged in recyclable jars and are free of artificial ingredients, preservatives, and GMOs. You can find them at your favorite natural and mainstream retailers across the country and through Instacart, plus online at zoopbroth.com, walmart.com, and on Amazon. And I have an Amazon coupon code for you. I'll put the link to the Zoop store on Amazon in the show notes for this podcast episode. And then you can use the code to get 20% off your first purchase of Zoop products on Amazon. The code that is good until October 8th is 20 recipe of, and then there's another code from the 9th until early November, 20 of the day. Either of those is going to get you that 20% off. I cannot wait for you to try these delicious Zoop soups. Now back to this pork rub recipe. So the base blend is a half cup of brown sugar for that sweetness, 2 tablespoons of smoked paprika, that brings in that round smokiness, right? 2 tablespoons of kosher salt, 1.5 teaspoons of black pepper, and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. So there are those savory notes, a tiny bit of spiciness from the pepper. Really, really good just like that. Or you can deepen the flavor by adding a tablespoon of chili powder and a teaspoon of ground cumin. That just sort of rounds it out deeper. Chili powder has a little bit of spice. The cumin has a little bit more smoke. See where that's going? Or instead of those two, or in addition to those two, you can also add some more heat. Half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, or a half teaspoon of red pepper flakes, or a half teaspoon of chipotle powder. And that's it. You mix that up and then rub it on your roast pork or pork chops before cooking them. It is so delicious. You're going to want to use it on every single pork recipe that you make from now on. I will put the link to this recipe in the show notes for this podcast episode, or you can head to cookthestory.com/ROTD and get it there, or find it in our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/recipeotd. And hey, just a quick note. I'm on a recording hiatus right now, so for the next little while, I'm replaying episodes from the archives, including this one. If you heard me mention a holiday, a season, or something going on in my life that seemed a bit off, that's why. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope you're enjoying these older episodes. I am Christine Pittman from cookthestory.com, thecookful.com, cookfor2.us, and from this podcast, Recipe of the Day. I hope you have a great day. Let's get cooking.